They said it was proprietary.
Yeah.
Well, we should call Oars, maybe they'll help.
I doubt it,
Do they even exist, or is that more just a...
Well, they have
Shell
phone, they have a phone number. That's it.
All right, any other public comments in general? And then Patty?
On 21, between Mack School Road and Haskinville, is some kind of excavation. What is that?
That's boring going underneath 21, sir. That's the HV cable that's gonna run underneath that highway.
So what is it? It's wiring of some kind?
Yes.
Cable
Correct.
with this, would you say 34 cables going through it?
34,500 kV, yes, sir.
Okay, that's what, all right. Another question. A week or so ago, the power went out for us in the settlement here. And then at night, we saw, what do you call it, cherry pickers working on top of the roof. Now, was that a general outage over the whole area, or was it just local for the town hall here?
I saw NICEAG working out here.
It's
out in
that
the parking
pole
lot.
over there.
yeah, it's
Tree
at the
fell
top of that
down.
pole, right off.
And the tree fell down out here and knocked down the power line, which broke that.
That's what it was, okay.
Yeah.
Another question. We heard in the last couple of weeks a siren going on and off different times. That siren has been out of commission for a couple of years. What's wrong with it? Or are they ever going to fix it? Or I'm just curious. Whose responsibility is it? The fire company?
Yes. So, do you ever talk to Barry Dye?
I can.
Yeah, he's probably the one to ask about that.
So
Doesn't that go off at 6 o'clock every day still?
it used to. Yeah,
I
it used
think it
to.
still does.
Yeah, I thought it.
So,
I think the motor was shot on it, they're working on replacing it right now, I believe.
I haven't heard it in a long time. It's been out of commission for quite a while, hasn't it?
No, because
You've,
I hear it on Wednesday night, it's on, 6
Okay.
o'clock, and when I
Okay,
come
all
in to
right,
work
all right.
at 6, it's on.
Ryan, do you hear it?
No,
No?
no,
it used to ring at noon too, it doesn't, I don't think it does that anymore
I
either.
know it does at 6.
I heard something that sounded like it almost wanted to come up to speed but couldn't quite.
They were working on it.
Fire.
Okay. Well, okay,
Maybe it
all
was
right.
frozen.
Well, there you go. Oh, one last thing. I heard you talking about fracking. Are you considering laws about fracking?
To
Pro or
prevent,
con?
to prevent fracking,
To prevent fracking?
yeah.
Do you think fracking is not a good idea?
Not near the reservoir.
Oh. Yeah.
I think the problem with all that is Elise Stefanik's running, and I think she's pro fracking, and if she beats Hochul, then they're gonna wanna implement it, that's at least another year or so away.
Well, I'd like to know, I remember the last time they talked about it, maybe 5, 6 years ago, and I've got the CD that they put out and everything. This fracking goes way, way, way down deep and it's away from the water table. If there isn't something like a reservoir or a lake or something, what's wrong with it? I mean, I'd like to know. I'm open for discussion on it, but you all think that it's a bad idea? You
We
think
didn't
it's,
have the reservoir here.
well, aside from the reservoir, if it was something other than the reservoir, you think it's a bad idea?
No,
For why?
because some of the fracking that they do is still the residue from some of the chemicals they put in can still get into the water supply.
But the water supply can't go but a couple 100 feet down. This thing goes thousands of feet down in the bedrock. How does it,
That's where some of the
how,
water table is too.
yeah, how, but if it's that far down deep, I mean, I'm just asking the question. To me, it seems if it's like that far down and the water table is pretty much towards the surface, how does it get up that high? Or how can it get from there way down deep up to here?
I would think probably under the pressures and stuff that they put has a tendency to bring it back up into where the water areas, water tables are.
Okay, and
Through the capillaries and stuff, through the rock and stuff like that that it comes
okay, you hear this said often, where's the science? I mean, to me, it sounds like, not hearsay exactly, but a lot of it is opinion, but is there any science out about this stuff?
We went to some meetings in different places. Tom, you were with them.
Yeah.
Bert was one of them, and when I went, and we went and listened to some of the people who worked with it and were against it and why. And there was a lot of good comments and stuff that came with that showed the differences between the two.
What about down in Pennsylvania? It seems to be some kind of success down there.
That's
But
Pennsylvania.
is there bad stories about it?
But in some areas, I think.
So Bob, if I can answer any of your questions, so from my understanding, and I'll give you an example, I dug a test hole over on Ryder's property there a couple of years ago. They wanted to get a pond in, everything was looking good, till we got about 10 or 12 feet down and we hit pure sand. So that's the problem with the fracking, the way I understand it. You're right, they drill down a long ways, they drill down and then they put another pipe inside the actual bore and they grout around that, but grout cracks just like anything. And so, and I'm going from recollection from years ago, I think they pressurized that somewhere around 10,000 PSI. So you gotta figure when they're drilling down through that pipe, you're gonna hit areas where there might be 20 or 30 feet of sand. So they drill down that deep, they set off an explosion, and they like to say they control it. And then the other thing is they put chemicals down there, and they won't tell you what it is, the same nonsense, it's proprietary. But I mean, I've read into that a lot of stuff. They had a Nobel laureate that said, 95% of the stuff they put down in there is cancer causing. So if you just use a little common sense, you're not going to put soapy water down there to extract the oil out of shale. You're going to need some really strong chemicals. So that's what I started leaning toward it. I didn't know nothing about it. But so as they pressurize this thing, and you might hit areas where there's a lot of sand, that's where they have leaks, and then that goes up into the water table. And once the water table's contaminated, you're screwed, because it just doesn't go to one area. We've got an aquifer that goes from Pennsylvania all the way through New York, all the way upstate. So, once that's contaminated, and that's always been my concern, because let's just say, hypothetically, Fremont bans it and Howard says we want it, and they hit the aquifer or, damage it. Well, that's gonna affect everybody. And then it comes down to the money. There's gonna be towns that want it for the money and other ones that don't. But there again, in the town of Fremont, we've got 3 reservoirs, and if the tributaries here don't go to the reservoir, they're going to Neal's Creek, which people come from all over the United States to fish. So it's really a delicate, sensitive, area around here.
Okay. One more thing to think about. I don't know. I'm open to information. Okay.
Any other good questions?
That's it. Okay.
Anybody else?
Was there a report from the codes officer?
Nope. And he was gonna do a report on,
Nobody's been there.
no? She never came and did all that work, but,
No, she's been there one day in the last 4 years, and that was before the last board meeting, so.
yeah.
I've watched them over the years put the place together. It's gonna take a lot of work to get it cleaned up. And I'm not particularly nosy about them, but when anybody's there, I notice, and it's like you see spurts of energy and then nothing for a long time, so.
So she hasn't been there, cause she was gung-ho that,
Nobody's been there.
And like she said, she's a single woman, she's cleaned up the front. It was a year or 2 ago, I seen they had dumpsters out there, they took a lot of the metal and stuff out there, but like she said herself, her father was a hoarder, and there's just so much there, it'd be overwhelming for anybody. So you know what, she's made an attempt to clean it up. The front looks, somewhat decent compared to what it was, and they have taken dumpsters out of it. out of the backyard. Yeah, there's more to take out, but it's it'd be a hard process to, you know, you'd need a couple of guys in there just to clean all that stuff up, and that'd take quite a while, so.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
the
it.
situation is either.
Yeah, she the
may-
sole owner of it, or
It's
are
still in his name.
multiple people?
Our father owns it.
No.
My understanding, last time I talked to Mo, is that him and his wife still own it because after their divorce, they didn't settle for one party or the other party owning it. They're still both on the deed. So that's a complication.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe Chuck will have something by his, something next month for us.
Yeah, I have his check, so.
Hang on to that.
I need to get that. All right, well, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor? Great.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Is this your place?
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Get out of here.